Welcome to the Yo-11 podcast, mostly Vegas, no BS casino experience, and more. Today's episode, when you tier match in Atlantic City and get a comp at Wynn Las Vegas. This is episode 103, season 4 of the Yo-11 podcast. Michael Trager is a casino and travel loyalty expert who also helps people turn their travel dreams into reality. And now, your host, Michael Trager. How's it going, Michael?
It's going great. Weekend was sort of relaxing, and I start my every morning with my wonderful walk, run, jog, or whatever I want to call it by the beach, which makes me happy.
That's good. That nice ocean air. That's got to be nice.
Well, except the humidity. It's a little less humid today. Today's humidity was pretty okay, but yeah, some days it does feel like I'm walking into a swamp. Though in Vegas, it feels like you're walking into a furnace.
Yes.
So I guess you pick your poison, as people often say.
I'm not sure if I'll prefer a swamp or a furnace. I can't imagine what humidity here with this heat would be like. So I don't know. Is it in the 110s down there or anything like that?
No, it is not. It is under 100. But you know what? Vegas has more humidity now than it did years ago.
I was trying to find a comeback line for that. I don't have one. I don't. Why is it that Vegas has more humidity now?
I don't know. Maybe there's more water. Maybe there's more water. I don't know. Water is a problem, though. Yeah, I mean, your temperatures this summer. It's calmed down a little bit, though, right? You're like in the very, very mild 110s right now.
Oh, yeah. Nice, cool, crisp 110. Yep. Very mild. Just go out, go for a run. It's great.
Yeah, well, that's there you go. It's just perfect. So what do you got for me today? What's happening in the news? Because I think this is a pretty neat story you have.
Indeed. Awesome drone footage capturing nightlife in downtown Las Vegas, not downtown, but Vegas East part of downtown, some of the bars and clubs there. So let's get to the news and views. An incredible new one-shot drone video is offering a look at the ultimate bar crawl in downtown Las Vegas. Corner Bar Management and the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority on Monday unveiled downtown Las Vegas nightlife in one take. The 2-minute, 40-second continuous video weaves through Corner Bar's clubs, bars, and restaurants, all on the same block of East Fremont Street. Developers say the video, produced by Jaybird Films, features one of the most intricate drone shots ever captured. We sought to create a video that captures the vibrant spirit of Fremont East, a curated collection of unique nightlife spots designed for the ultimate bar crawl, said Ryan Doherty, founder of Corner Bar Management. What Jaybird Films captured with their bird's eye view surpassed all my expectations. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Set to Joyride by the Killers, the video transports viewers into a high-energy Saturday night on East Fremont, traveling through Park on Fremont, Lucky Day, We All Scream, Cheap Shot, and more. The final video used a GoPro Hero 12 mounted on a custom-built sub-250 drone. And that's going to do it for the news. And now for the views. Michael, what are your thoughts?
That's really cool. I've seen those kind of things before, but this one is really, really good. I've never thought about the ultimate bar crawl, though. I've often thought about I haven't done it in recent years, but I've done dice crawls where we go from casino to casino and play craps.
Yeah.
But I haven't done an ultimate bar crawl. What do you think is your ultimate bar crawl? I never really thought about that. I could think about the ultimate bougie bar crawl.
For me, it would be an ultimate video poker bar crawl. So it wouldn't be like these clubby things that they have in Fremont East there at all. But it would be like where I want to go and play video poker. And that would be View Bar at Circa, because it's got great odds and the bartenders have a heavy pour. It would also be Bugsy's at Flamingo, just because of the history of Flamingo, who it's named after, which is kind of funny because Bugsy didn't really start the strip. But I appreciate the mob history. Sorry. And then I don't know, I haven't really thought about other places I would, but if I was going to do a video poker bar crawl, I would have to come up with a list for that. But definitely View at Circa. Oh, you know what? Golden Nugget too. Uh, Flamingo. Yeah.
Ooh, the ultimate video poker bar crawl. Cromwell's really good. That bar in the back of Cromwell, or it could be considered the front because it's near the Port Coucher. I forget what the name is. That bar is really cool.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I also like the bar in High Limit at Resorts World. Palazzo's new High Limit room has great video poker, not great odds, just it's great atmosphere and great cocktails. But here's the question: this becomes an interesting question. When is it better? I guess it depends. You know, this used to be with Cosmo, especially because they used to be so generous on what they were giving, even with the drink tickets. When you could combine the drink tickets at Cosmo.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
The
Cosmo.
question is, when do you give
Yeah.
up odds? When do you give up odds to get better drinks, right? So, like, is it better, just in an example, to play 9-6 jacks or better, which is a 99% game, and get well drinks, or to play
Double
6-5?
bonus. Okay.
Yeah, or so I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking, like, when do you, would you rather play? Okay, let's just be more simplistic about it, so I don't have to be corrected about different games that I speak about. Would you rather play a
Oh, hold on.
99%?
Bogan Painter is calling. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Kidding, Bogan.
Would
Kidding.
you rather play? No, but if it's well, I always believe in getting those things right. By the way, somebody corrected us in the notes about one of the shows at Mirage that you did.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to look.
I'll have to look at that.
We have to do listener questions. Yeah,
Was it
but
Danny
what do you,
Gans? I know that the photo wasn't of that time, but I mean,
now
I
you're making me look.
I
Now you're
needed
making
better
me look.
resolution at the time, and I just got one of the most recent ones I could find.
In the comments, we had RUN played at Luxor, not Mirage.
Fudge, are you serious?
I don't know.
Did
I'll
it
let you
move to
respond to that one.
Luxor?
I don't know. You see, this is for you to research. This is
Fudge. Okay.
but somebody
Damn it.
did just respond on that
I'm
a
gonna have
couple of
to
hours ago. But that's definitely in
fix
the
that.
that's definitely in the video comments. It was, I guess you mentioned it at point 232 in the video.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, getting back to the topic, would you rather get lousy or just plain well drinks and a 99% game, or would you rather give up a few percentage points and get like a 96 or 97% game, but get really good drinks like non-vintage champagne or $23 cocktails, really good bourbon, old fashions and things like that? So is it worth giving up that percentage? And I guess the other thing you have to think about, if you want to take it another level, is when you talk about a 99% game, or you talk about any video poker games, that always includes that royal flush, right? So if you remove the royal flush, that becomes a totally different kind of thing. So that's interesting to think about. So it's not really, if you remove the royal flush, it's not really a 99% game. Of course, you got to count the royal flush because it happens. It's part of the odds. It's just doesn't happen that often. But would you rather more expensive? I mean, I would say for me, since I like the bougie drinks, I would rather play more slowly and get better drinks and give up some of the odds, because the drinks are so valuable and I enjoy those kind of cocktails. But if you just drank Heineken, that probably wouldn't really be a good idea.
Well, for me, I'm very simplistic when it comes to my drinks. I don't drink very often, but when I do, I'm playing video poker. That should be a thing. I don't always drink.
Someone says you like Angel's Envy.
Oh, wow. I forgot. Yes, I forgot about that. That was amazing. Not sure I would do that again at the levels I did, which means I wouldn't have it during video poker, because when I'm playing, the drinks just keep coming. It's just how it is. But usually I'll just do like jacks or better, 9-6. And I'll just get like a captain and diet is usually what I get. And I'm sure it's not always captain and diet, because it shouldn't come out of a gun ever. That's Admiral. And so, but yeah, if I can get a captain and diet, great. Or the equivalent of a captain and diet, great. And I'll just play my video poker. And after a couple of those, I'll do like a virgin fruit punch with no alcohol in it, just to give it time to settle, and then go back. But I'm pretty simplistic when it comes to
A
that. I'd rather be nice.
a virgin fruit punch.
A virgin fruit punch, yeah. It's because they make fruit punches that have alcohol in it. So I usually specify a virgin fruit punch, and they usually chuckle.
Not a
just like
virgin pina colada.
no, I'll just say a fruit punch virgin, and they giggle, but they understand. And I've had some interesting comments. Oh, a virgin fruit. And it's like a virgin fruit punch. So yeah, I get interesting comments usually. But that's just usually how I roll.
That's a interesting. No, I hear what you're. Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I guess part of it is that sometimes you're always thinking about that you want to get the best odds, but but you're not going to get that on the strip, right? You're never going to get bar tops that have the best odds. So when it comes to the strip, I think it comes to maximizing on the best drinks if you value the drinks. But then we could get into the whole argument of what people value things at. Like, do you really value it as a $20 cocktail? Is it really a $20 cocktail? I guess it is if you would go up to a bar and spend $20 on a cocktail. But if you wouldn't, then maybe it isn't. It's just stuff to ponder.
Well, now that you mentioned that, if I'm playing video poker at Cosmo, I'll probably change my play so I can get that Angel's Envy because that was some
okay.
Good
So
stuff.
it's definitely something. It's definitely something to think about. I mean, Meltzer and I have talked about this over the years. Like sometimes you give up odds to get a better entertainment experience, which usually involves like the cocktail service and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you could probably compare that to, playing lousier table games like 6-5, blackjack, somewhere where you thought was a good atmosphere and the cocktail service was really, really good. So you enjoyed the atmosphere and you're willing to give up some house edge.
Yeah, I think the
So
answer.
that's another.
I think it's going to be different for everybody. Depending on how bougie they are. Like you're the bougie. I'm not the bougie one. You're the bougie one. I think that's how we balance each other out on this program because there's something for everybody. But I think the answer's going to be different. But I mean, what you made a good point about you're not getting the best odds on the strip, which I hadn't really considered. And doing so now, I like your strategy of you're not getting the best odds anyway. Play for the better drinks, as opposed to playing.
Well, so
for
the
better
morning
odds.
drinks, like when I play 9-5 jacks or better, multi-line STP at Encore High Limit, I'm getting great coffee in the morning, really good espresso over ice or cappuccinos and stuff like that. And that has a good value too. That actually, sometimes it's easier to value that stuff because if you're one of those people that always goes to Starbucks or to coffee places, those coffees are darn expensive. So that's something to think about also. So there's a lot to ponder. What just dawned on me too. The other thing to ponder is that people would say to you, well, the drinks aren't really free because you always have to leave a gratuity, which is true, which you should tip well because they will bring you more drinks and it's the right thing to do.
Oh
and
yeah.
You're getting the drinks for free, so you should tip well. But now everywhere you go is asking you for a tip anyway, right? like all these counter service places now have a place for you to add a tip. So it used to be like, oh, if I'm going to go and get my own coffee somewhere, maybe I don't have to tip or I'm going to pick it up. But you seem to be sort of tip shamed, and that's a whole nother conversation. Like almost everywhere you go now asks for a tip. Don't you notice that all the time? Like whenever they turn around the thing for you to pay or like show it to you, there's always like a suggested tip.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I usually tip $5 a drink because I'm just good like that. But that's also why the keeps just keep on coming when I'm playing video poker.
Yeah, no, I do the same, similar. You know what the other thing that's interesting too, and this is something that blew my mind and totally off topic the other day. There are a lot of places now are giving QR codes to tip for like valet parking. This isn't necessarily Vegas oriented. This is just like hospitality oriented. So they give you a QR code to tip for valet parking, but obviously, so that's to use your credit card to tip for valet parking. Very nice, and I think that's a great idea because a lot of times you might not have cash on you, so you want to be able to tip. But on top of it, the properties are are adding a service fee on top of that, like a processing fee. So it's like you're leaving a tip and a processing fee for the luxury of not giving the tip in cash, which I think is horrible.
Wow, that's horrible.
You know, that kind of, it's sort of like, oh, I want to leave a $5 tip. By the way, there's a $2 processing fee. I mean, we're in a crazy, it's really crazy times now. I mean, with tipping and fees and other things, like there's like no, I don't know, nothing. I guess companies feel they can just get away with it and they just do it. It's all about the ancillary charges. And when you talk about travel and airlines and everything, like ancillary charges are like the fees for seats and fees for bags and fees for everything. It's just like you're totally nickeled and dimed all the time. And now it's become easier and easier with, you know, Apple Pay and online pay or Google Pay and all that, just to grab more money from you and more fees. Anyway, that's my little fee rant for the day. And of course, I'm easily guilted into any kind of fee. So that's...
Well, I'm sure that one day when you're president, that's going to change and all the fees will go away.
Yeah. Okay. We'll work on that. Yeah. That's going to be an episode later this week.
We're going to make Las Vegas great again.
We're going to make it illegal to have all of these fees. I don't know. I mean, I get so upset about that kind of stuff because I think it's so nice when a company says, hey, we're going to make it easy for you to give a tip or a gratuity or service charge, but we're going to charge you an extra service charge to process that. Nothing like gets me more mad. It's like when companies charge you like a fee for using a credit card or other stuff. Like that should be there already. You know, you're charging me a fee for doing, it just drives me crazy.
Nickel and diming, man. I don't know. Nickel and diming.
I know.
Convenience comes at a cost.
I guess so. That's right. That's definitely, convenience comes at a cost. But the other thing is too, it's totally ridiculous because for most companies to handle cash is exponentially more expensive for them and could have more risk and, you know, pilferage and stealing or all kinds of things than taking a credit card. So you're doing a business a favor when you think about it, when you pay them by an electronic means, because it's all like getting tallied in their system, the money's getting deposited in their account. Whereas when you pay by cash, all of that needs to be handled by the company. That's why I think charging credit card fees to people is horrible. Because, you know, handling a check or handling cash or something costs the company way more money than the actual cost of, you know, yes, there are credit card fees. That's, of course there are, but there's also a lot of cost in like having to handle cash. So I think it's sort of obnoxious, but that's it. I'm done. I'm not ranting about that stuff anymore.
Well, one of the cool things is that one of the things that rhymes with fees is the tease.
Wow, the rhyming game is great. So today we are just bringing up a cool topic. I think this is a general topic, there's two topics here which I think are really important, which are less about the specifics and more about the general thing. One is you can find out amazing things in the TravelZork Facebook group. There is a link in the show notes. Is that it? Are you supposed to go like that? Down, link in the show notes. And it is amazing. I found out about this change again at Ocean in Atlantic City. And I think it was Megan who posted about it in the TravelZork group. And it totally blew my mind that this change happened again. But Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City, which was originally opened as Revel. Do you remember Revel, Movestro?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I went to the pool this weekend and I had a Revel beach towel. Isn't that cool?
Nice.
I know. I should. But anyway, they were doing when you would tier match to their prime level, you would get one of the bonuses you would get, as well as other bonuses, was a wonderful, wonderful perk, which was a stay at Wynn Las Vegas. So what casinos do in other markets like Connecticut or Atlantic City, for those who don't know, is they sometimes give their elite members a stay in Las Vegas. And since Ocean Casino Resort does not have properties in Las Vegas, whereas Borgata is part of MGM and they have properties in Las Vegas, and obviously Caesars Entertainment has lots of properties in Las Vegas, Ocean teamed up with Wynn, and you would get a complimentary stay at Wynn Las Vegas. Then they changed that, and they were giving a complimentary stay at Resorts World, which is far less valuable than the Wynn stay. And now they're back to doing that again. And it was Megan that mentioned that in the group. But what's sort of interesting is this tier match. So basically, the overriding thing is like it's really interesting to pay attention to other perks that you can get outside of the market of the casino where you get your perks. So this is Atlantic City, which is giving you perks at a different property in Las Vegas. And their match now, I mean, it is rather limited to what we would call mid to top tier. So they're treating Borgata, Noir, and Platinum 7 stars, Diamond Plus, and Diamond Elite from Caesars, as well as a bunch of other statuses as their qualifying card for this match to Prime. And the big caveat is that you have to have not matched with them. You either have to be a totally new sign up and never had a card at Ocean before, or you had to be inactive for the past 18 months to do the match. But the match is pretty cool, and except it's pretty much so mid to high tier. It is interesting. I haven't seen before a match where they group together 7 stars, Diamond Plus, and Diamond Elite. Diamond Plus, especially with the multipliers at Caesars, is not really that difficult to get. And the other one that's really interesting, and I love when they do this because this ties into what we were talking about the other day. They say they match Encore Boston black to also to Prime. The funny thing about it, though, is that an Encore Boston Wynn Rewards card looks the same as a Las Vegas Wynn Rewards card, but I guess they just want to make a point that it's Encore Boston. But I thought that was interesting. Anyway, they're giving away complimentary stays at Wynn Las Vegas, so this might be something for somebody to consider who has those statuses and has not matched before or has not matched in 18 months at Ocean. It's a great way to get a free stay at Wynn Las Vegas, which is pretty cool because most people who go to Atlantic City also wander over to Las Vegas at least once or twice a year. And then there are all the other tier benefits, which I think you put the slides up, right? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, darn. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Here we are. Yes, our footage. So we basically are showing the upgrade. You'll notice the Wynn Las Vegas is listed all the way at the bottom, and then all the companies there. Yeah, the slides. You see, that was my very nice way of saying put the fucking slides up. Oh, we're funny that way. Anyway, it's cool to know. I would love to know what other people's favorite benefits of having status at one property are that they can use at another property that isn't affiliated. Because remember, Ocean Casino in Atlantic City really has no true affiliation with Wynn. They just decided to do something with Wynn to be able to give their clients a perk to be able to use in Las Vegas, which makes why do they do this? This makes Ocean, the Ocean loyalty program, on par, valuable as the other programs, which would allow people to use benefits in another market, i.e. like Caesars or MGM. Someone might say, hey, I love Ocean Casino Resort, but I only can play a certain amount. And if I get a high tier at Ocean, or I play a lot at Ocean, I won't be able to get I won't be able to use it for my once a year or twice a year trip to Las Vegas. So this allows them to be competitive with that, which is pretty sharp idea to do. And the fact that they're teamed up with Wynn is also pretty great, because getting free rooms at Wynn is a wonderful thing. Of course, I haven't read all of the terms and conditions on this because there are always a million, but if I recall prior, the free room at Wynn was pretty easy to use and was pretty valuable. I'm trying to look at all the terms and conditions now. You'll have to look at that. Anyway, it's good stuff to know. And that's all I got for you today.
So I have a question because you mentioned that it matches to Wynn Black at Boston, at Encore Boston Harbor. It doesn't seem fair because if you match to Wynn Black in Las Vegas, as discussed on a recent episode, doesn't that equivalent to platinum at Encore Boston Harbor?
No, it would happen. Okay, so here's in my circumstance, I am Wynn Platinum. I was able to match my Wynn status to Black, but Encore Boston still sees me as Platinum. But, and I haven't tried this, if I went to match at Ocean, which I think I'm going to do, if I went to match at Ocean, I would show them my Black card from Las Vegas because the card from Las Vegas looks exactly the same as the card from Encore Boston. Because the program is still Wynn Rewards. So I would hand them the card and say, oh, I'm matching Encore Boston. Here's my Wynn Black card.
Do we want to keep this in the video?
I'm sorry?
Do we want to keep that in this video?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You know, this used to happen years ago. There used to be at Mohegan Sun. Mohegan Sun used to say they would match and give you a bonus for new members who had a diamond card from Caesars Atlantic City. Back then it was called Total Rewards. Mm-hmm. But the funny thing about it was you didn't have to have a diamond card from Caesars Atlantic City because there only was one diamond card. There was Caesars Total Rewards, which was the same diamond card you used for Las Vegas, and the same diamond card you used for Atlantic City, and the same diamond card you used for Tahoe. So it was sort of silly that Mohegan would say it. So when you would go up to match at Mohegan, you would just say, hey, I'm Caesars, Total Rewards Diamond, or I'm in Atlantic City Caesars Diamond, but the cards are the same. It just makes it sort of silly. I mean, I understand why they're doing it because what they're saying is we're interested in matching people that are in a specific market. But if we want to really get granular on this, when you look at that nice chart that we have with the match, it says casinos and it says Caesars Entertainment. And then it says Encore Boston. Well, that's really rather inaccurate because Caesars Entertainment refers to all of the Caesars properties. Notice it doesn't, it's sort of weird because for Borgata, it says Borgata, but Borgata's really MGM Rewards. There's only one program, just like Caesars. So I don't know why they want to make a big, I don't know if they think people aren't smart enough to know like, oh, we match MGM, that's Borgata. I would assume they would know that. But it's sort of weird that they list Borgata instead of MGM Rewards. They list Caesars Entertainment instead of Harrah's and Caesars Atlantic City. And they list Encore Boston instead of MGM Rewards. Anyway, I thought that was sort of interesting. I think it's just marketing. They're just trying to say, yeah, it's weird. I mean, I think they should have said, if they wanted to keep this chart consistent, they should have said Caesars Atlantic City and Harrah's Atlantic City. Tropicana Atlantic City. Remember, there were 3 Caesars properties now in Atlantic City. There's Caesars Atlantic City, there's Tropicana Atlantic City, and there is Harrah's Atlantic City. There is no longer Bally's. Bally's is no longer part of Caesars Entertainment. Showboat is no longer a casino hotel and is no longer part of Caesars Entertainment.
All right, and before we get going, I just wanted to point out that you can book your next amazing stay either at Wynn Las Vegas or Crockford's or Conrad's by going to TravelZork.travel. Hover over the Vegas experts. You'll see a nice drop down there, and you can check out any of these properties and book your next amazing stay. Mike, before we get going, do you have any closing thoughts, anything on your mind?
No, that's about it. I am working though on this interesting episode that we're going to talk about where with regard to politics and travel. So that's something I'm working on. And I have a couple of other ideas, but we also love to hear your ideas. So shoot them to us any way you want. And Movestro is going to go check out those comments and see what he screwed up on that other article.
Yeah, I totally. I saw what I saw, and I remember this clearly. Was I don't know why he said it like that. What I saw, and I remember this clearly, very clearly. What I saw was information that showed it at both Luxor and Mirage. And I thought maybe it moved from one to the other, but since I was so focused on the Mirage, I went with what I found about it being at Mirage. So now I'm kind of annoyed at myself. But nonetheless, ZorkFest is coming up in some months. Is there anything you want to share about how that's going?
Yeah, we're going to have the add-ons ready. There's going to be a special... The cool thing with this ZorkFest is that we're going to have a craps lab and a blackjack lab. That's where we're going to be able to have some experts there, where you're going to be able to talk about blackjack and craps. And that's also going to be at the cocktail reception on Friday night, which is going to be super cool. Plus, we're going to be adding on a dinner, which is going to be most likely a Sinatra-themed dinner on Friday night, totally optional. And we're going to have our optional sign up for coffee dice, which is craps in the morning on Sunday, as well as a private baccarat table on Sunday. So lots of good stuff. And we're going to be announcing a special add-on for Sunday that will also be additional super duper like masterclass miles and points stuff. So lots of good stuff happening, and I've been working on some of that. So most of that will be early bird for ZorkFest runs until August 31st. So you have till August 31st to buy the early bird tickets. The room block is still open for those who don't get comp rooms, or we have a host that you can contact. And we're going to be putting on those other add-ons. We'll be ready for purchase or sign up by the end of the month.
Okay, what about Podcasters After Dark?
That's part of Zorkcast. ZorkFest, not Zorkcast, ZorkFest. So many Zork things. Podcasters After Dark is included with your ZorkFest ticket, and that will be on Saturday evening. And it's right now, it's tentatively scheduled for 8:30 on Saturday. Almost everything is on Saturday for ZorkFest, and Podcasters After Dark will be at 8:30 on Saturday evening.
Alrighty, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Luxury travel booking, TravelZork.travel. Visit us at TravelZork.travel to plan your next amazing vacation. And please join the conversation on social media. You can find us easily. All social platforms are at TravelZork. We'll see you next time.